Module 2. This video is going to be pretty short, thankfully, right? I just want to let you know what you need to get done for this module. You only have one assignment in this module. However, there is quite a bit of reading material to make sure that you do this first essay and get a satisfactory grade or a grade that you're wanting to get. So the first folder that you have in this module is entitled Writing a Literary Analysis. The information in this folder is all set up to try to help you understand what literary analysis means. I have a PowerPoint for you. I have some discussion or helpful questions using a formalist approach, a literary analysis video, and some literary criticism notes. So the first thing dealing with literary analysis that sometimes students get confused about is a literary analysis just is exactly what it sounds like. You're analyzing literature. But there's different ways to analyze literature. And that's where you get your literary criticism, are also called literary approaches or critical approaches. So if you look back in the previous lesson module where I had the answers to your discussion questions, I gave you some suggestions over which approaches I feel would be easiest to use for each one of those stories. So before you get started, I do encourage you to kind of look back on those discussion question answers, at least for the story you plan to write over for your essay, okay? The helpful questions for writing a literary analysis, these are not meant to be a checklist, and I kind of write that for you on the notes there. But think of this as just if you were to take a formalist approach, these are questions to kind of get you started thinking from a formalist area. Again, remember, a formalist approach is thinking of the story as a whole, as a big puzzle, and each element of the story is a puzzle piece. So you have theme as a puzzle piece, and you have characters as a puzzle piece, plot, setting, all of these different puzzle pieces. And when you write in a formalist approach, you're taking these elements, these puzzle pieces, and trying to make them fit into a whole, so that the person reading your essay understands why each one of those elements is important and how that delivers the theme, okay? Um, the writing tutorials that I have in the second folder in this module just goes over some information on MLA format, integrating sources. That means using quotes in your essay. How do you format those accurately? How do you go through that process and make sure that you're using an in-text citation process that is accurate? Those of you that took English 1301 with me, you'll remember that I call this in-text citation process IQC. You introduce the quote, you provide the quote, and then you explain the quote. That's what IQC stands for. So if you haven't taken English 1301 in a while, or you don't feel like you got a good grasp on how to integrate sources in your writing, then you can use this folder kind of as a tutorial just to go back and review that information. And of course, the last folder in this module is the essay assignment that gives you all of the directions and information you need to know, and then also has the tab where you will turn in your first essay. I do have this written down in notes, guys, but I want to go ahead and say it in this video also. You do need a works cited page for this essay, okay? So when you look at the directions, you'll notice that you have to have an article to write this essay as well. So you'll need on your works cited page, you'll need to cite the story, which is in your textbook, and then you'll also need to cite whatever article you use. Make sure that you do not try to use something from Shmoop, Wikipedia, or SparkNotes, or any of the like as your article. I would like for you to use actual library sources. If you don't use a library source, you need to make sure that the source that you're using, when I say source, guys, I just mean article, okay? That the article that you're using is an acceptable peer-reviewed article. That means you have to know who the author is. The author has to be an expert in that field, a recognized scholar, and that it's published in a valid publication, journal, or um, what have you, textbook, whatever. Okay. If you have any questions on that, just go ahead and give me a text, and I'll help you as much as possible. Sometimes students previously have found it helpful to maybe attend one of my lectures. I do have a face-to-face English 1302. You're welcome to attend any of those lectures as needed. You don't even have to let me know. You can just show up. If you're still in high school and need a note, I can sign that note. It's not a problem at all. Just let me know, guys. Okay, I'm here to help you. And good luck on this first essay.